What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here, currently recording this video during day 3 of the Rumble stage of MSI. Things are heating up, things are getting fun, things are exciting. Honestly, this MSI I think has been a ton of fun. There's no clear best team right now. It seems like everyone's got a shot. So many games are close, so many games are back and forth. There's been a decent amount of upsets, but our favorites are still kind of looking good. People are all kind of over the place, teams are kind of all over the place, and it's honestly bringing out a lot of hot takes, a lot of flame, a lot of just people, giving their opinions. Some of them are good opinions, some are bad opinions, who knows. And what we're going to be going over today is an opinion that LS had about MSI, about North America, about Cloud9 a little bit more specifically. And as you can see here, this clip was clipped on Twitch and titled "The Worst Take LS Has Ever Had." Now, to me, this was very interesting and caught my attention because I'm not the biggest LS fan in the world, and I think even LS fans can agree LS has had a lot of terrible takes in the past. So to hear that this is potentially the worst take that LS has ever had, to me, that's worth a video. That's pretty interesting. This is something we can definitely discuss and talk about. So we'll be taking a look at what LS has to say about this current MSI, about Cloud9's current performance, and be discussing it and going over it and giving my thoughts and opinions and hopefully getting the thoughts and opinions from you guys as well. But before we get into that, I just want to mention real quick, if you guys have not already, please take a second and smash that like button. I would appreciate it so much. It really does help me out the YouTube algorithm. And subscribe to stay up to date on all our latest content. We got tons of MSI, off-season, summer split news and videos coming your guys' way in the near future. With that being said, let's get right into this. Let's see what Mr. LS has to say. This is a clip from yesterday on his live stream with Nemesis here, obviously, as they were kind of live viewing MSI. It might even have been after MSI. I guess it's current game, so they're in PSG C9 right now. So this was when Cloud9 was 0-3. This is when they were about to fall to 0-4. Just to give a little context there.
God damn it. No, actually, this is probably the best showing that NA has ever had at an international, though.
So, obviously, their hot take right off the bat, this is LS. A lot of his brand, a lot of his following, whatever, is always going against the grain. And people even said this on Reddit and on Twitter and stuff, like, whatever is the popular opinion, whatever is the popular flame, sentiment, whatever, there's usually a pretty good chance, obviously not always, everyone agrees with some opinion stuff, but LS is gonna find a way to go against it. And that's, I think a lot of it is very calculated from him. He definitely gains an audience. He definitely gets engagement on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, everything, by having some hot takes, by having some crazy opinions, by having some stupid, dumb, and by sometimes, I definitely believe even saying stuff he doesn't truly believe in. So right now, during this PSG C9 game, where C9 is about to fall to 0-4 in the Rumble stage, everyone's shitting on NA, everyone's flaming Cloud9, for LS to say, this is the best performance NA's ever had at an international tournament, that's not surprising to me, because LS wants people to get riled up. He wants people to get engaged, and he's going to say, Cloud9, yeah, NA, this is the best performance I've ever had. And maybe he's not even thinking about the past international performances or anything of Cloud9 previously, but there's a popular opinion out there right now, a lot of talk of NA getting flamed, Cloud9 getting flamed, people talking about how NA sucks internationally, Cloud9 sucks internationally, whatever, and then here's LS, right on cue saying, this is the best performance NA's ever had internationally. It's a hot take. We'll let him explain it a little bit, but right off the bat, yes, it is a hot take. Yes, it seems to, go against common sense and what's going on against popular belief and what's out there right now. That's not surprising at all. That's LS's shtick. This is what he does.
Like, gameplay-wise. Their record doesn't reflect it, but I think gameplay-wise, it's probably the best. They came really close in so many of the games so far. They should have beat RNG. They could have beat Damwon. No.
So, obviously, he backs himself up a little bit here saying, I know it's not record-wise the best, but gameplay-wise it's been pretty good. They almost beat a couple of good teams. He doesn't go very much more in depth because, really, again, I don't believe this point has very much credence to it. Yes, they did play very, very close with RNG. Yes, they did play very, very well with Damwon. Yes, they did have a chance to beat PSG as well. They did get rolled by Mad, and they had chances to win all these games. And, yes, is there some world where Cloud9 is like 3-1, 4-1, whatever right now in MSI? Maybe, but you got to play a full game. You got to put a full game together just because you have a good early game or a good late game or whatever. There's been a ton of teams throughout the history of League of Legends that can do one facet of the game well. But Cloud9 has also had a ton of boneheaded plays, a ton of boneheaded mistakes, and has had, honestly, some of the worst plays that we've seen from NA teams internationally in some time, I think. And that is saying something. Yes, they've had some of the best. They've had great moments. They've looked amazing. But to take these games that you have 70, 80, 90% chances of winning and find a way to throw them, that's pretty bad, and they've been finding a way to do that consistently. So I do think Cloud9, does deserve a little bit of flame, a little bit of hate. But yes, they are there. They're on the cusp of winning. But to say a team that is currently 0-4 in the Rumble stage, and the best thing you can say for them is, oh, they maybe should have won against RNG. They could have won. He's not even saying they almost won or should have won against Damwon. Say that's the best performance of all time. That doesn't even make sense to me, because NA has beaten Korean teams before. They have beaten Chinese teams before. They've won best of 5 against Korean and Chinese teams before. So to say almost winning, you could have won a couple best of 1s against a Chinese or Korean team, is automatically NA's best performance of all time. That is like you think NA is the worst region in the world. And, maybe some people do. But again, we can look at historically that NA has had much better, maybe it hasn't been recently, maybe not within the last 2 years, but NA has had much better performances than this at an MSI. Cloud9's very close. This tournament's not over. They could rebound. They could do great. But we're going to go over some of NA's past performance and stuff at MSI, Worlds, and all that stuff, and just break down how this take just makes absolutely no sense from LS. And again, I'm not surprised he doesn't go more in depth. I'm surprised he doesn't break it down more. He really just throws out a crazy take, breaks it down at a very, very surface level. I don't know if they continue to talk about it, before or after this clip, anything like that. But from what I can see in this clip, there's no other mention of any of this stuff going on. And it's just really strange to me. Let's see if he's got anything else to say right here before we kind of go more in depth. A lot of nothing, I guess. Thought he might have listened. See, he's like, I don't know what he's smiling at. Maybe it's a play on the screen, but he might also be smiling about because he knows what he's doing. He knows he said, a good line maybe, or something that's going to get some people fired up. So yeah, there was actually nothing else in the clip. I watched the clip earlier. Honestly, I thought there was a little something more, but my bad. There was nothing else in that clip other than saying, Cloud9, they almost won some games. Best NA performance of all time. Really weird take. But again, this has been more and more common for LS recently, just kind of going crazy on Twitter, going crazy on YouTube, on Twitch, whatever, pretty much saying anything he wants anytime. It's the same formula we've seen from talking heads in the sports world, guys like Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, those kind of guys who just, they literally say anything. They don't even have to believe it. They just look at what's going on in the news. They say a hot take, say a hot opinion, get it out to a lot of people, get people fired up. Their fans back them up. The people that hate them, jump on them. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't think this makes a lot of sense. So I pulled up a couple of past performances of NA. Obviously, it's easy to shit on NA. It's a funny meme. It's hot right now. But this is 2018 Worlds, which I think a lot of people consider NA's best performance of all time. We have Cloud9 going 4-0 in the play-in stage. Obviously, very clean there. They end up only beating Gambit 3-2, but they still make it to the group stage. And then, when placed in a group with a Chinese team, an EU team, and a Korean team, that's usually kind of group of death territory. RNG, Vitality, and Gen.G, Cloud9 goes 4-2. Cloud9 beats Gen.G. They beat RNG, and they go 2-0 against Vitality. Yes, they end up losing the tiebreaker to RNG, so they end up as a 2 seed. But as a 2 seed, they face off against a Freak of Freaks and 3-0 them. So you want to talk about almost beating a top Korean team? You want to talk about almost beating a top Chinese team or whatever? This is Cloud9. They actually did beat RNG. They actually did beat Gen.G. They 2-0'd a European team who went 3-3 in the group. And then they go on to 3-0 a Freak of Freaks. Yes, they go on to get 3-0'd by Fnatic, but Fnatic was a very, very good team that year. And, Cloud9 was probably a little bit overmatched, maybe riding some highs after knocking out a Korean team. This was overall an amazing performance from Cloud9. Now, yes, the rest of NA maybe didn't do so hot. Team Liquid going 3-3, just not making it out of groups. 100 Thieves going 2-4, really getting rolled in that group. But this performance itself from Cloud9, making a semifinals at Worlds in a tough group, coming all the way from the play-in stage, this is an insane performance. This is way better than what current Cloud9 is doing at MSI, where so far they have taken a game off Damwon. They won a group against 2 emerging regions, minor regions, whatever, and really didn't make it out all that convincingly. Yes, they had an awesome 3-0 that last day, but starting out 1 and 2 in that group, it was not super clean. It was a little bit scary. Detonation Focus Me had some people sweating going into the last day for sure. But then, yeah, great. They make it out. And then so far, no wins against any major region teams. This doesn't even compare. I mean, who knows how this is going to end up for Cloud9 and at MSI in 2021. Maybe you can say, you think, but I mean, come on. A 3-0 against a Freak of Freaks, making it out of a tough group at Worlds, that is much better than what's going on. Also, we have 2019 MSI, where we had Team Liquid. They went 4-6 in what is the equivalent of the Rumble stage. They went 1-1 against Flash Wolves, 1-1 against G2, 2-0 against Fengvu Buffalo. Didn't take a game off IG or T1, but they went on in the knockout stage to 3-1 IG in what was, considered maybe one of the biggest upsets of all time in League of Legends history. IG, I believe, are the defending champions at this time, just like how Damwon is the defending champs right now. And yes, Cloud9 taking a game off them was big, but TL taking a best of 5 off Invictus, that's huge. And that would be the equivalent of Cloud9 knocking out Damwon at this MSI, which right now, we don't even know if this Cloud9 is going to make it to, to the knockout stage at all. And I know right now what I'm doing is comparing past performances and results, and LS is talking more about in-game performance, but I'm saying just because you think they played well in parts of the game, they weren't able to close them out. This is actually teams actually closing these games out. So it's easy for LS to just say, yeah, I'm not talking about results, I'm talking about in-game, look at how good they're playing. Well, these teams must have been playing pretty damn good too. And I remember these events. I remember these games. And Cloud9 has looked good at this MSI, but not better than some of these other teams. The final, also international event that I wanted to remind people of was 2016 MSI. This was honestly an insane performance from CLG. 2-0 against Flash Wolves in the Rumble stage, 2-0 against G2, taking a game off RNG and taking a game off T1. They could have placed first in the Rumble stage if they did not drop a game to Supermassive, but whatever, that's how it goes. They end up getting the 2 seed where they go on to 3-1 Flash Wolves. Yes, they get 3-0'd by SKT in the finals, and maybe that's not that great, but this is another finals appearance from a North American team. And right now, is this Cloud9 team looking like they're going to make the finals at MSI? Are they looking like they're going to even have any crazy upsets in groups or, even make the knockout stage? I don't think so. And yeah, again, I get it. This is not exactly what LS is talking about, but I think when you look at some of these past performances, I really think LS and a lot of people are downplaying how good or what NA has been able to do historically. Yeah, some of it's for the meme, some of it's for the flame, for the banter. I get it. I'm totally all on board for that. But to say that this performance is the best NA performance of all time, I don't even think it's top 3, and maybe I wouldn't even say it's top 5. There's definitely been some other performances as well from other teams that have been just as good as Cloud9. So if you think Cloud9's looking good right now, I think that's you honestly given a somewhat of a kind of like props to NA, because we've definitely had better performances than this before. But this is LS just kind of throwing out some hot takes, getting the likes, getting the clicks, and he's getting me to talk about it. So I mean, this is probably what he wants, who knows. But that is pretty much it for this video today, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for watching. I would definitely appreciate it if you guys did drop a like on this video. Leave a comment down below. What NA performance internationally, historically, do you guys think has been the best? What's been your favorite? Do you think this is the best? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!